Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Autograph Hound. Welcome to my channel. Forgive the non-edited and kind of on-the-fly nature of this video. I'm on location, but this was a news story that hit that I figured I had to make a video about as soon as possible. And by the way, I'm also really sorry that I have to make this video. So, I bought several copies of Kenny Loggins' Still Alright memoir, which was really written by Jason Turbo. That's why he's credited, but it's Kenny Loggins' memoir. And I bought several copies because, well, if you're on this channel, you probably know why. Because it's signed, and I usually buy one for myself to talk about on this channel, and then I will sometimes buy extra copies, to sell, on the Shopify store, which you can click to and go below if you want to see other autographs we're selling. But it turns out I probably won't be selling these ones. In fact, these will probably be donated at a thrift store because this autograph right here is fake. It has been done with an auto pen, and so I want to actually bring this to anyone's attention who might have bought this from Barnes & Noble, because I almost missed this because they sent me an email and it went to my promotions tab, which I don't know about you, but I rarely go to. And you might be missing not only some important information, but a little bonus for you. So here's what Barnes & Noble wrote me. About your order, Still Alright. Hi, Kevin. We are writing to you about your recent orders listed below for the signed edition of Still Alright by Kenny Loggins. The publisher has notified us that the author used auto pen signatures on the copies that we sold as a signed edition. Then it gives my order number. As our goal is to always provide hand-signed books through our signed editions program, we are issuing you a full refund back to the original method of payment used on the order, plus any applicable taxes and fees. You do not need to return the books to us and are free to keep, gift, or donate the books as you please. We know this is frustrating, and as an apology, would also like to give you a $5 Barnes & Noble e-gift card for you to use at barnesandnoble.com in any of our Barnes & Noble retail stores. Please see the card number and pin below. For instructions how to redeem your gift card, go to Barnes & Noble. Once the refund is processed, pay by credit card, yada yada. We apologize for any disappointment or inconvenience this may have caused, and thank you for your understanding. We hope to see you again soon in your local Barnes & Noble store and online at Barnes & Noble. So, here's the thing. I am glad that Barnes & Noble caught this, and I'm glad that they're giving refunds. This does beg the question, ever since I reported on the Sinead O'Connor autograph scandal, you might remember that. That is where Sinead O'Connor also used auto pen, and she also used a stamp that she said she personally stamped. She said she was dealing with family issues, particularly with her son. She just did not have time to sign the books. But of course, Barnes & Noble said, no, that's not what this program's about. We don't want machines signing these books. We want the people to sign the book. And in that one, they caught it before anything was shipped out. Now, what they did in that situation, they still sent you the book. It just wasn't signed. And that was it. Unfortunately, in this case, fake signatures did get on the market. Now, it is not in Barnes & Noble's best interest for these signatures or these auto pen signed books to make it on the market, because a less honest person would still sell the books as authentic and signed. What's more, someone might be duped into thinking that it's real because it has the signed edition sticker, or they see Kenny Loggins like, oh, Kenny Loggins signed it, but it's not like a real signature. Now, first of all, I want to say to Kenny Loggins, shame on you for doing this. Shame on you for doing this. Look, I know auto pen is a very convenient thing for people who don't have a lot of time in their hands. I know it's not much fun to sit there and just sign things all day. I remember when I kickstarted a couple of my Oscar books and I had to sign like 300 copies for backers. That was a very, very tedious thing to have to do. And I'm sure if you get boxes of, thousands of sheets of paper, I'm sure just signing them all day is not a great time. You can definitely feel like your life is being wasted. But the thing is, that's what people are paying for. This was the deal you made. People wanted a signed Kenny Loggins book. And if that's what they are expecting, you should not be trying to scam. In my opinion, it's a scam. You should not be trying to scam your fans out of that money. Now, this is not to say that Kenny Loggins is a bad person. This is not to say that I will not listen to his music anymore. I absolutely will listen to his music some more. And, by all accounts, he's a pretty nice guy, but this was something that maybe through human error he decided he was going to do to save some time. And it's wrong, and I believe it's a scam, and I just want to say shame on you, Kenny Loggins, for doing it. But there is a second element to this, and I've kind of talked about it before with the Sinead O'Connor thing. And that is that if Barnes & Noble wants to keep the integrity of the signed edition program around, they really need to find a way to authenticate, forgive my stutter, folks, that these books are actually being signed by who they say they're being signed by. And I don't know exactly how to do it. Maybe you send an employee over to basically have tea and McDonald's with Kenny Loggins while he signs the books. And he can watch them. And maybe this person puts a sticker on each copy that's signed. Like, maybe that's one way to do it. I know it's a little extra of expense, but maybe you need to do it to ensure that these are authenticated properly. Maybe getting a notarizer. Maybe all the people who sign these books, you force them to do a live stream where people can watch them signing books and they can answer questions. And by the way, if you set up super chats on YouTube or Twitch, well, guess what? Maybe any of those super chats can either go to the person signing the books or it can go to a charity. That might be a great way to not only sell books, but to raise awareness. But this is the second time in a year this has happened. And my question is, when is it going to be a scandal that breaks the reputation of Barnes & Noble signed book programs? Like, what happens if some auto pens get into a Black Friday sale? Like, what happens, for example, let's say that, Barack Obama decides to sign more books for Barnes & Noble. He's done this a few times. And what if, say, he's just sick that day, for whatever reason? Maybe he doesn't feel like it. Maybe he wants to play golf instead of sign books. I don't know what the reason is. And he decides to use an auto pen. It's not unusual for especially former presidents to use auto pens to sign fan mail that they get at the White House. But here's the thing. This auto pen signs the books. Then the books wind up in Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble sells them for $500, and then, oops, it's not a real authentic signature. What do you do then? What if the person came in and paid cash for that book? Can you track them down? Is it up to them to find an announcement by Barnes & Noble to bring these books back? I mean, this could be a real problem if it does not go unchecked. Now, it does not seem to have happened very often, although I do suspect that the signed Seth MacFarlane books are also auto pens because they look so similar to one another. And I bought multiple copies of the Seth MacFarlane book. But this is a problem that Barnes & Noble needs to address. People need to be able to trust this program, that they are getting what they want to buy. If they are being told they are getting an autographed copy of this book by the author, it needs to be signed by the author, and Barnes & Noble should be verifying this before they actually ship these books. Now, again, with Sinead O'Connor, they caught it in time. Kenny Loggins, well, some of us got multiple books before we found out the truth. So that's kind of the end of the video. I wanted to bring up the news. I wanted to bring attention for you to look because you might be getting a gift card and you will definitely want to use it. I want to say shame on you, Kenny Loggins. Love your music and you seem like a decent person, but this was not the way to handle it and you should not have done this to your fans. This is probably going to reflect on you more than anyone since you decided to circumvent the trust system that Barnes & Noble placed in you and basically try to get away with giving your fans fake autographs. That is shameful in my opinion. And Barnes & Noble, you know what? I'm going to hold your feet to the fire a little bit too. You need to find a way to verify that these signatures are real. And whether you have someone go over there and physically watch them sign it and place a confirmation sticker on each page or force the authors to do live streams. I know Will Smith did a live stream when he had signed books and he answered fan questions all day. That would be a good way to do it. But something needs to be done because if this happens too many times, then the program's going to basically be useless. Yeah, you might get a signed book, but there's just as much of a chance that you're going to get an auto pen or a stamp or whatever. So this just needs to be nipped in the bud so that the signed edition program can be the great program that we all want it to be. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave that one. What do you think about this situation? Do you have any of these Kenny Loggins books? If so, how do you get them? And if you bought, here's the thing: if you bought them in the store, I'd like to know, what did you do to get your refund? Maybe someone could share that information and help other people out. We'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.